Man, I miss you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to get it in here before we get started. Man, it's gonna be passionate. It's gonna be heartfelt. It's going to be. Um, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, man. Man, family. Um, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to say. Can somebody let me know if the sound's coming in clear? I don't know. I'm not sure if it is or not, but let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Man, we're gonna go ahead and get started, man, and family. I'm sorry. And man, I don't know what to say. Man, just pray for me. My mind is like all over the place. What's up with you, Raymond? Um, Man, on behalf of my Libra love, bless you. Thank you for being here. On behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that come on this live. For those of you that catch just on a replay, man, I bless you as well. You know what I mean? Man, I don't even know what to start, trusting the process, trusting the process. Stay with me, family. We're going to go somewhere today. You know what I mean? We're going to go somewhere today. Oh man, man, I haven't been on for a minute. This is the longest I haven't made a video or posted, and I'm nervous. I'm like kind of scattered, man. So just pray with me and bear with me. It's a trip because last week, God bless you for God 48. Last weekend, I normally don't do two lives in one day. But for whatever reason, man, God put it on my heart to get up and do the second live. You know what I mean? And I didn't realize that that was going to be the last live until today. You know what I mean? I don't know how many videos I'll be putting out or the schedule going forward, but we're going to play it day by day. But I need to get back on today and I need to have this heart to heart conversation with you guys about trusting the process. And it's true because, it's so easy for us to say that stuff when you're not going through anything. You know what I mean? Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And I don't know how much I could share about my current situation. I'm just going to trust, God, and it's just going to flow. What comes out is just what it is. Um, and so it's so often, it's so easy for us, when you're good. You know what I mean? You're in a good place to be able to sit back and relax, to be able to sit back and tell other people that's going through hell, tell other people that are struggling with, being evicted, telling other people that's struggling with getting ready to lose a relationship or they're sick, you know what I mean? Or what their child is sick, their parent is sick, they're about to lose their job or whatever the case may be. It's easy for people that's in a comfortable place to tell other people to trust the process. It's easy for people that ain't really going through nothing to tell other people to have faith. It's easy for people to sit back and say, man, I've been through whoop and da 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 da, and God did da 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 da. But so often we forget the pain and the loneliness and the frustration of being in the middle of the fire. So often we get so caught up in life is cool, life is comfortable. Man, I got a beautiful person by my side and da 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 da. I got a steady job and steady money and whoop whoop whoop. Man, I got to worry about food and da da. When you ain't got to worry about those things, it's easy for you to sit back and throw your hands up. It's easy for you to tell other people, man, it's gonna be okay. It's easy for you to sit back and tell other people, man, just gotta have faith in God. Everything's gonna work out. Everything's always working out for me. It's easy for me to say that when I have all these things. Man, I've shared with you guys that I'm in the process of finalizing a book. I mean, the queen, she did the artwork on it. I did the writing on it, and it's called The Value of Being Broken. The value of being broken. Stay with me, family. I promise you we're going to go somewhere today. The value of being broken. And so often, as I sat there and I was working with this young man, Chris, on the book, and man, got all the pictures together and got the writings in the right spot and everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about all the stuff that I've gone through in the past a long time ago. And sometimes, man, we haven't gone through something epic in a while and we forget the pain. We forget how devastating and how debilitating that process can be. Talking about the value of being broken. And so last Saturday, I found myself in a situation where I had never been so embarrassed in my life. I had never been so humiliated in my life. I had never felt so betrayed. Stay with me. And first, let me clear something up. I'm not a victim. You know what I mean? I'm not a victim. I do not have a victim mentality. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me. This is not about me as far as, man, I want anybody to feel sorry or sympathy for me in any way, shape, or form. That's not what I want. That's not what this is about. You know what I mean? This is about me sharing my situation, my story, my pain, my struggle to help somebody else that's going through something. To help somebody else that's about to go through something. Okay? So it's not about me. Okay? I'm just sharing my pain and my experiences so that maybe somebody else can relate and they be like, okay. If he can make it through, then man, that gives me hope that I can make it through. If he can survive that, then maybe I can survive what I'm going through. Because the truth is, family, last weekend, man, I was at the point of, man, I'm done. I'm done. I don't know when I'll ever make a video again. I didn't want to make any more videos again. If the truth be told, I just want to run away. That's all I want to do was just give up on life, give up on humanity, give up on what I'm doing, give up on trying to reach and connect with each and every one of you and be a beacon of hope and love and humanity. I mean, I was done. I was done. And all I wanted to do was just run away. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I was just done. And so often, so many of us, we go through so much in life and it's like, why? Why? Trusting the process. Trusting the process. And as I sat there Saturday night and Sunday and just like, man, just the pain and just, man, and God had me isolated to where all I could do was just talk to God. And sometimes some of you, man, the reality, every one of you, you're going to find yourself in a place, in a situation to where you can't talk to nobody else. You can't call your mama. You can't call your baby. You can't call your boo, your queen, your king. You can't call nobody but God. You ain't going to be able to talk to nobody but God. And sometimes, a lot of times, God has to get us in a situation to where it's like, man, Elijah ain't there. I can't reach out to Elijah to talk to Elijah to help me through this situation. I can't reach out to this person to encourage me, to give me an uplifting word. I can't reach out to this person to show me a different perspective, to show me that, man, it's all good. It's going to work out for you. It's already working out for you. You just can't see it because of the frustration. You can't see it because of the pain. You can't see it because of the victim mentality. You can't see it because you're in survival mode. Last Saturday, I found myself in survival mode. In survival mode. That's the lowest vibrating frequency you could be on. It's survival mode. But that's what we go through. That's what we go to instinctively. It's a self-defense mechanism. I gotta survive. I gotta do whatever I gotta do. Just, man, what I gotta do. And we start doing stupid stuff. And what God has got me here telling you, man, stop. Relax. And that's hard, but I'm telling you from experience. Relax. Trust the process. And see, for me, I had to sit there and understand that, man, I can't control everything. I can't dictate how everything is going to happen. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere, I promise you. You could throw a rock in the water, but you can't control the ripple effect. You can't control the outcome. You could do certain things, and man, you could be completely out of control after that. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. And what am I saying? You can't control what other people do. You can't control how things work out. That's completely out of your control. All you can do is control your response. All you can do is control how you perceive things, how you respond to things. That's all you have control over. That's it. And so I'm going through this phase. I'm going through this thing of, man, I'm done. I'm broken. I'm humiliated. I'm so freaking embarrassed. And what God has you, Elijah, that's ego trip. Elijah, that's your ego playing games with you to keep you on that low frequency. Elijah, that's your ego playing games with you to keep you on that victim mentality. Elijah, that's your ego. You always talking to the people about controlling the ego. And your ego is kicking your butt. Your ego is wearing you out right now. Your ego has you tripping and ready to just end it all. To end it all. I know you hurt. I know you embarrassed. I know the shame and the humiliation you're going through. I know the loneliness you're going through, but don't throw it all away. And you're only risking to throw it all away because you're not in the place to understand right here, right now, that, man, everything is always working out for you. You say it with your mouth, but you don't understand it with your spirit right now. You're not on that frequency of being in alignment with that vibration right now. Saying it is one thing. Being on that frequency is a totally different thing. And sometimes I'm allowed things to come in your life to show you that, man, you're not on that frequency regardless of what you say. Okay, you're on that frequency, but I'm allowed this circumstance to come into your life to see how you respond to it. To see if you maintain your peace, to see if you maintain your joy, or if you get so overwhelmed with your circumstances that you lose hope. Are you going to get so overwhelmed with your circumstances that you're going to sit back and become a victim? Woe is me, and life's not fair, and woo. Trusting the process. Trusting the process. And see, the trip is, man, I was in a place where I felt so alone. I felt like nobody cared about me. I felt like nobody gave a fuck about Elijah. Nobody was there for me. This is how I felt. Stay with me. And what God had to show me through the process, through the calming down and getting my mind right again, getting back in alignment again with God. What God had to show, man, Elijah, it don't matter what people do. If your heart is right, if your intentions are right, if you humble yourself and get back in alignment, I'm going to show you that there's always people out there that got your back. There's always somebody out there. I'm going to always have a ram in the bush. I'm always going to have somebody out there that comes in your life at the divine timing to make a way for you. To give you a helping hand. To help you through the situation. Elijah, how many times have your videos or something, text message that you sent out to random people? How many people contacted you? Man, your message popped up right when I was about to pull a bullet in my mouth. Right when I was about to put the bullet in my temple, your video popped up. Your text message popped up, and I don't even know you. But your words saved my life. God used you, this random
person that sent me this text message that wasn't even supposed to come to me, but it came to me as I was about to put a bullet in my fucking head. And you saved me. God used you to save me. God used you, man, to give me a little bit of hope. When I was about to check the fuck out, God sent somebody to us to help us out. And the trip is, there's been 3 brothers. I haven't even known them for a long period of time. Met them last summer. And they saw me at my lowest state. They saw me at my most vulnerable state. And they reached out and helped me. When I was at the point of, man, fuck this. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I constantly giving and pouring and woo-doo-doo? And nobody sees my heart. Nobody sees my passion. And why the fuck am I going through woo-doo-doo-doo? And God sent these 3 people, these 3 brothers. Woosah. He didn't just send 3 people. There's a young lady by the name of Eileen who reached out to me. And many of you have been sending messages. And then there's another young lady, Libra Love. She reached out to me. And the trip is, she sent me a dream that she had on the 22nd. Nobody knows what I'm going through except for these 3 brothers. And Libra Love sent me this dream. Talking about trust in the process. Stay with me. And I wrote it down. I want to read to you guys this dream. She sent me this dream on the 22nd, right after midnight. She said, we were all on some beautiful island, and we must have heard that you were going to be on this yacht. And we were all watching the other yachts pass by. And then we saw you on the yacht. Then we started swimming to get to you and calling your name. And it seems as though, hold on. It seems as if you didn't hear us. Then after some time, we finally made it up to the yacht. And you were just sitting there as if you were in a trance. So then we all started calling your name. And you snapped out of the trance and then started speaking. Found it when she sent me that email. And I read it and the tears began to flow. And the tears just kept coming and coming and coming. Because that was my situation. See, you're going to go through some things if you haven't already. I'm just letting you know, in time, in life, in order to get graduated, in order to go to the next level, you got to go through something to see if you're ready. You got to go through something to prepare you. You got to go through something to show you right where you're at. To show you where you're at. And so, I had been in this trance. Had been in this funk. Had been in this victim mentality and this woe is me. So I'm sitting there fighting for my life. I'm sitting there fighting for my reputation. And God sent these 5 people to encourage me. And there were so many more that was reaching out, but I couldn't hear you. I saw the words, but I couldn't hear. And I'm sitting there, just going through the motions, struggling, trying to get my bearings, trying to get my feet back up underneath me. Because sometimes we go through circumstances, we go through situations that knock the fuck out of us and knock us unconscious. And we get up and we don't know where we're at. And we're woozy trying to find our way. And that's how my life has been this last week. That's how my life has been this last week. I forgot all about the book. See, because when you start going through some stuff in life and circumstances kick in and you get on that victim mentality and you get on that survival mode, you start to think, man, fuck my life and shit ain't worth it and what to do. And you forget about all the good things you have going for you in life. You forget about all the quality people in your life. You forget about all the blessings in your life. And you'll get fixated on this one circumstance, this one thing. There's one negative thing. And you forget about all the other miracles that God has performed for you. You forget about all the other blessings that God is giving you. They help get you to right where you're at. To show you this is where you're supposed to be. And so often we go through something and we get punched in the gut. Or we get a headshot that knocks us out. That makes us woozy. So I was sitting there the other day, and I'm talking to God. God, why? God, what's up? What's up, God? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Talk to me, God. God, talk to me. And so God started showing me some stuff. Elijah, you tell the people all the time, don't just go through something. You have to grow through it. You have to grow through what you go through. I'm no different. I'm facing something big, huge. And I'm sitting there and I'm angry. I'm just being honest with you guys, just completely transparent. I'm angry and pissed. I'm hateful. I'm mad as fuck and I want some get back. That's my initial thoughts. My initial response, man, I'm getting some get back. And so what God had to show me, Elijah, you're not growing through this. You're going through it, but you're not growing through this. You're going to prolong this process until you humble your motherfucking ass and sit your ass down and grow through this. You can't grow through something being a victim. You can't grow through something sitting back talking about woe is me and woo and look at what they did. As long as you're looking at somebody else, you're not learning the lesson. As long as you're a victim, you're not learning the lesson. As long as you're mad and angry and pissed, you're not learning the lesson. Elijah, what's the lesson? Elijah, what is the lesson for you in this situation? There are many lessons for you, but what's the lessons, Elijah? One of the things that I had to come to understand, trust the process. Trusting the process. What's up with you, Joker? Trusting the process. And it's hard, if we're honest, to trust the process when everything seems to be against us. It's hard to trust the process when your back seems to be against the wall and there's no light showing you a way out. It's hard trusting the process. And what I went through, I got to the point of, man, I can't trust nobody. I don't believe anybody. A lot of people talk a lot of stuff. But if this person would do this to me, man, how can I trust anything from anyone? So my faith in humanity was shook. My faith in others was shook. Because my heart had been so crushed, my faith in others was crushed. I couldn't believe the words coming out of people's mouth. I couldn't believe the actions of others. And so what God had to show me was, Elijah, don't allow the actions of one person to define the actions of everybody else. Elijah, I'm sending people into your life to be a blessing to you. But if you're allowing the actions of this other person to stop you from receiving the blessings from all these other people, they're here to help you. They're here to encourage you and to lift you up and to be a blessing unto you. But because you got trust issues now, you can't receive the blessings. Because you have trust issues now, you can't see these people that I'm sending to your life to help you. And so what you do is you prolong the agony. You prolong the process. I'm sending you help, but you can't receive the help because of your trust issues. Because you're a victim. You're playing yourself to be a victim. Trusting the process. Elijah, you got to grow up too. You got to grow up more in order to go to that next level. Elijah, I got you right where I want you. Everything that's happened has happened for a reason. So that you can sit here and so that we can have this conversation. So I could cut you off from the rest of the world. I could cut you off from the rest of humanity, and I could just sit here and talk to you and have your undivided attention. You have no distractions now. It's just me and you. You have nobody else talking to you and in your ear. It's just me and you. Trusting the process. Trusting the process. Elijah, I'm going to show you something. Man, family, so often we get in places in life, we get in situations and circumstances in life, and we think, man, I'm doing so much good stuff. Man, I'm doing whoop and da-da-da-da-da, and we're thinking we're doing great. And we are, don't get it twisted. And what God had to show, God, Elijah, let's look at the life of Jesus. Let's look at Jesus' life. Here it is, Jesus fed thousands. Jesus healed the multitude. Jesus cured the incurable. Jesus walked on water. Jesus turned water into wine. Jesus gave sight to the blind. Jesus had done all of these miraculous things. Jesus was perfect and righteous. And he still had to go through a trial. Even though Jesus had done all this great stuff for humanity, even though Jesus had done all these beautiful, loving, compassionate things for others, he still had to go through some things. Stay with me. Jesus had to go through trials. Jesus had to go through his dark night of the soul. Jesus had to go up into the temple, into the Garden of Gethsemane with his disciples and telling them to pray with them. Man, I'm going through something you guys don't understand. I'm going through something. I need some help. I need my homies. I need my partners. I need your support. And they were all asleep. And he's crying out for help. He's crying out to God. Jesus, this righteous being. Jesus, this perfect being. All the good he's done, all the love he's shown into the world. And now he feels so all alone. Now he feels like nobody has his back. Now there's nobody he could talk to, just God. He couldn't talk to his disciples. Peter, James, and John was knocked out. The other disciples were snoring. All he had was God. And God wasn't answering his call. Stay with me. God wasn't delivering him from the process. He had to go through what he had to go through. You're going to have to go through what you got to go through. I have to go through what I got to go through. There is no getting around it. We got to go through what we got to go through. But we have to trust the process. You have to trust the process. And sometimes some of us, man, we think we're so smart. We think we can manipulate the process. We think we could talk ourselves around certain situations and circumstances. We can control the narrative. And what God has shown me was, no, Elijah, this is what you've done in the past. This is what you tried to do in the past. Because you really didn't trust the process. So you tried to manipulate the process. You tried to control the narrative of the process. You have to learn to sit back and relax and trust that everything is always working out for you. Even this situation has taught you so much about you. This situation right here, however you want to look at it, has taught you about how your ego is still playing games with you, Elijah. Just the situation right here has taught you some things about you, Elijah. All the stuff you've done, but there's still some more stuff for you to work on. And you know that. But look at how you become so vulnerable. Look at how you become so twisted, so emotionally messed up. Because you're looking at the circumstances. You're looking at the situation. And so you have to grow up too, Elijah. You have to understand, man, if you say everything is always working out for you, then why are you so frustrated? Why are you so vulnerable? Why are you so messed up emotionally about this? Because your ego's been bruised. Because your ego has been hurt. Because your trust in others has been broken. And that's all ego trips. That's all ego trips. We have to grow up. We have to learn to truly trust the process. Get in flow with the process. You don't have to control anything but your reactions. And your reactions, your responses should be out of what God, source, universe, is instructing you to do. Not out of fear, not out of survival mode, not out of anger and frustration and all the other emotional trips we go through. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. Elijah, sometimes in life, people get to this place where they're so comfortable that, man, everything is good. Everything is great. But I want to take you to the next level. But in order for you to go through go to the next level, we got to see if you can pass the test. We got to see if you can control your emotions. We got to see if you're really capable of doing the work. We got to see if you really believe in the stuff that you talk about. As far as everything is always working out for me. Do you really believe that? Are you a hypocrite? Are you really a beacon of hope, of love? Or are you just saying that? We're going to see. We're going to see. So what God had shown me, Elijah. Remember Elijah in the Bible? Remember the story about Elijah in the Bible? Remember how Elijah, the great prophet in the Bible, stood up to the 500 false prophets? Remember that story where Elijah challenged 500 other people? And he prevailed. I showed up miraculously and powerfully in his life. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And then some lady, Jezebel, if I remember correctly, I think her name was Jezebel, said, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to destroy him. And Elijah took off running. Elijah took off running, scared for his life. He stood up to 500 men. And this lady said, I'm going to take him down. This lady said, I'm going to destroy him. And he became scared and suicidal and depressed and ran away. Why am I sharing that story? Because it doesn't matter how great you've been. It doesn't matter what you've done in your past. What matters is, what are you going to do right here, right now? Are you going to buckle and give in under the circumstances? Are you going to give up right here, right now? Or are you going to say, man, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And just like I've survived all the other things that I've survived, I'll survive this too. See, you got to be willing to risk losing it all. You have to be willing to lose it all. To lose it all. And I never really understood that scripture. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Stay with me. And what God had to show me about me, my life, this circumstances, this situation, man, I was so happy. So happy. And God had to show me. Are you willing to lose it all? Can you let it all go? I'm going to put you in a situation where I'm going to take all of it away from you. I'm going to put it in a situation where I'm going to take all your crystals from you. I'm going to take your freedom from you. I'm going to take everything from you. And even after I take it all from you, can you still have peace? Can you still have joy? After I take everything from you, do you still want to be that beacon of hope? Do you still want to be that beacon of love? And see, so many of us, we want to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, but we don't want to go through anything. We want to be a beacon of hope and beacon of love, da, 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 and we want to be a star seed and da, 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 child of God, and we want to be all these great things. We want to be a chosen one. We want to be a leader. We want to be influential. But we don't want to go through the things that we have to go through in order to be that. Iron sharpens iron. You got to go through the pain. You got to go through the loneliness. You got to go through the betrayals. You got to go through the brokenness. You got to go through the losses. And it's in that point. It's at that time when God has stripped you of everything you have. It's at that time where God is able to show you your true character, where God is able to show you your heart. God is able to show you who you really are. You want to be a beacon of hope? You want to be a beacon of love? I'm going to show you that you're already that. You just allow circumstances and situations to diminish your light. You've allowed pain and your circumstances to cause you to turn your light off. And I was ready to just, F the YouTube channel, F social media. I'm done with it all. I'm done. I'm done. And that was my mentality for a minute. And God was telling me, no, that's not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to cut it off for a minute. I'm telling you, man, you got to stay off of it for a minute. I'm telling you, man, I need some one-on-one time with you. I need you to isolate yourself. I need you to go within. I need you to look at you. It's a trip because when you grow through the situation, when you sit there and process it, and see, this is what most people don't know how to do. Most people process it and they determine, yep, you're the bad guy and you're the victim and you did this and you did this. And that's all they put in their fingerprint and all this other stupid stuff, right? That's all simple stuff. That's all superficial stuff. Stay with me. But when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, when you look at everything that you've gone through, everything that's ever happened in your life, they're supposed to teach you something about you. Not anybody else. Not what other people are doing. This person broke your heart, okay. It is what it is. The lesson isn't about that person breaking your heart. The lesson isn't about that person disappointing you or that person letting you down. That's not the lesson for you. There's a lesson for them, and there's a lesson for you. Don't be focused or fixated on their lessons. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Focus on your lessons. What are you supposed to learn about this situation? And when you get to the place of, I'm at a place now where you can send love. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. Trusting the process. I'm an empath. I feel energy. I feel energy. I feel people's negative intentions towards me. I could be outside somewhere and it could be cold and I could have on my coat and a beanie or something and it could be like freezing out. And all of a sudden, I know it, man, I get this hot feeling that comes over my body. And I'll start sweating and I'm hot. But it's cold, but I'm hot. And I'm sweating profusely. And what God had shown Elijah, that's people sending negative energy towards you. Understand that. And when you understand, Elijah, that's not for you to sit back and get mad and people trying to attack you or whatever. Elijah, send them love. Regardless of who it is, I'm not going to tell you who it is. That doesn't matter who's sending you hate, who's sending you anger or whatever, negative, that doesn't matter. What matters is how do you respond? I see in the past, I was just like, man, I don't know why I'm sweating, and wouldn't think nothing about it. And it was constantly dismissing it. And what God had to keep going through this, and what God had to get me to understand, Elijah, everything is always working out for you. Everything has a reason. Everything has a lesson. Why do you keep going through this? You keep going through this because you're not growing through this. You're not understanding as an empath, you have people sending you negative energy. And this is what's up with you, Leslie? And this is your body reacting to that negative energy. This is why you're sweating all of a sudden, profusely, for no reason. Your body is letting you know something's going on energetically. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep dismissing it as it's just, oh, that's nothing? Or are you going to get mad? Or are you going to sit there and send that person love? Send that person healing thoughts, loving thoughts. And when I started understanding it and I started sending them love. And so here's the trip, and this is what we have to understand. You don't have to know people's names of who don't like you, who ain't supporting you, who's trying to dog you out, and you ain't got to know their names. You ain't got to know who's trying to do you wrong. God, source, universe knows. All you have to do is just send them love. Send them mercy. Send them kindness. And that was hard for me because I'm from the streets. And that was hard. Trusting the process. What's up with you, Daywalker? You're not late, you're right on time. Trusting the process. And so as I started sending these people love, all my body changed. Stay with me. The sweating stopped. The heat sensations went away. My body temperature went back to normal. Because I didn't allow these people, this person, whoever it is, whatever they were about, whatever they were trying to send me, I didn't receive it. But I didn't react and send that hate, that negative energy right back to them. And that's where many of us get messed up at. We feel energy and we react and become that energy. We feel anger and hatred and all this other stuff. And we become that energy. And we react from that energy. And what God had to show me was, Elijah, you have to stop reacting from that energy. You see it for what it is, but you have to start sending it love. You have to stop dismissing it. You have to stop invalidating it. You have to stop minimizing it. That person, those people are hurt. You have to send them love. You have to stay connected and grounded in who you are. If you're love, then you have to send it love. If you're hope, you have to send it hope. If you're joy, you have to send it joy. If you're peace, then you have to send it peace. Don't get on that frequency. Thinking that, okay, I got to get on your level to show you what to do. Don't think that, man, I got to get on your level, man, to show you I'm not the one to be played with. No, that's ignorant. We have to stay true to ourselves. We have to stay connected to our greatest being, the greatest version of ourselves. We have to stay connected to love and send that love. Send them love. Regardless of what they've done, we have to send them love. Genuine love. You have to mean it. So as long as you're still mad at them, as long as you're still angry at them, you haven't learned the lesson. And you haven't begun the healing process. See, once you understand the process of healing, the pain is still there. But you're in the process of healing. And in time, that pain goes away too. But you have to send them love. Regardless of who it is, what they've done. You have to send them love. And you have to trust the process. Whether it works out the way you want it to work out, it don't matter. You can want something to work, but that may not be the plan for your life going forward. That may have been the plan for your life to get you right where you're at. But in order to go to the next level, sometimes you have to let go of certain things. Sometimes you have to let go of certain people. And that's uncomfortable for us. That's a challenge for us. Because we don't want to let go of anything. We don't want to let go of anyone. And so we try to take everybody with us to the next level. And maybe this person, they came in your life for this specific time, this specific purpose, this specific reason, to teach you these lessons, to get you to this level, so that you can go higher, so that you could go deeper. And maybe they're supposed to go with you. But our job is not to try to control or manipulate that. Our job is to trust the process. It is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. My job is to be in alignment with God. Your job is to be in alignment with God's source, universe, the Most High. And whatever God has planned for you, whoever God has planned for you, will be with you. We have to grow up and trust the process. And for many of us, that's so hard when you've been broken or you've been disappointed and let down. That's so hard when you see your relationship crumbling. That's so hard to trust the process when you see you're losing your job. That's so hard to trust the process when you see you're sick and you can't get any better. Trusting the process. It's hard. It's hard. When you look back over Jesus' life, and again, Jesus was perfect as he was. Jesus, after doing all the miracles he did. Jesus, after walking on water. Jesus, after raising the dead. Had to go stand in trial. Jesus, as perfect as he was mocked by the crowds. The same crowds that came to hear him speak. The same crowds that he was trying to empower and uplift and free their minds. The same crowd that he was feeding. The same crowd that he was healing. He's now been laughed at. 1 week they're crying out, Hosanna, Hosanna. And the next week, they're laughing at him. The next week, they're mocking him. The next week, they're teasing him. Oh, you the chosen one, huh? Oh, you the child of God, huh? Oh, you the son of God, huh? Ooh. If you so perfect, if you so righteous, why are you going through what you're going through? If you're so perfect, if you're the child of God, if you're the son of God, why are you going through what you're going through? Why are you now on trial? Why are you now with this crown of thorns on your head? Why are you publicly humiliated and beat right here? Why are you hanging up on that cross? You're the chosen one, huh? You're the child of God, huh? You the son of God, huh? If you the son of God, get your ass up off that cross. You the son of God, huh? But look at what you're going through. You the chosen one, huh? Everybody's laughing at you. Everybody's turned their back on you. You're the chosen one, huh? Didn't you tell us that, man, if you had faith the size of a mustard seed, you could tell this mountain move and it'd have to move? That's what you just told us. Now look at what you're going through. Now the Romans got you in custody. The Romans got you locked up. But if you were so perfect, you wouldn't be locked up. If you were so good, you wouldn't be going through what you're going through. If you were so perfect, why is your ass hanging on that fucking tree? If you were so perfect, why did they just whip you all of them times? If you were so perfect, why did they condemn your ass to death? If you were so perfect, why are they making a fool of you and making you carry your own fucking cross? Why are you going through what you're going through? And Jesus had to understand. And Jesus had to trust the process. Trust the process. The Roman soldiers came, got him in the middle of the night. After he'd been crying out to God, so intent that, man, the Bible says in Luke that he was sweating. It appeared as though he was sweating blood. That was fear. And he cried out to God to take that cup from him. He didn't want to have to go through what he knew he was going to have to go through. He didn't want to have to go through the humiliation and the pain and the suffering. The embarrassment. And yet he had to go through what he had to go through. He had to trust the process. This man who all he wanted to do was just give love. All he wanted to do was just help humanity reach its best. All he wanted to do was give people hope. And now the soldiers got him. Now he's locked up on trial. To the point, they call the people together. And they have Jesus here. And they have Barabbas here, who's a murderer. And the people are given a choice. You could set somebody, we're going to set somebody free. Both of these guys are in jail right now. We're going to set somebody free. But we're not going to do the setting free. We're going to let the people choose who do they want to be set free. Who do the people want back? Both of these guys are in our custody. Both of these guys are in jail. But we're going to let one of them go. On one hand, you have Jesus, the Son of God. Jesus, the God that's fed multitudes. Jesus, the God that's healed people. Jesus, the God that's been the teacher, the great teacher, who's done no wrong to anybody. Jesus, all he wants to do is love and help and heal. We're going to set him free, or you can have this murderer set free. And the people chose the murderer. They had Jesus. When they were hungry, he fed them fish and bread. He taught them like nobody else could. He opened up their understanding and poured into their souls. But they chose this murderer over this person who was sent to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of love. Sometimes you're going to go through a process where somebody else is chosen over you. Somebody else is chosen over you. It is what it is. You're the best qualified, but they chose somebody else. You're the best person for the job, but they chose somebody else. You're the best person for them, but they chose somebody else. And it is what it is. As heartbreaking as that is, as frustrating as that, when you've given your all, and you try to show these people that you're the one for them. Jesus stood there feeding and taking care of the needs of the people. And they chose a murderer. They wanted the murderer free. Not Jesus. And that's a trip. That confused me. Because it's not always about your intent. It's about trusting the process. Your intent can be pure and righteous, but you have to trust the process. Jesus' intents were always pure and righteous, and he still had to go through what he had to go through. You're going to have to go through what you gotta go through. There's no getting around it. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You have to trust the process. You have to understand, man, it is what it is. Everything is always working out for me. I don't understand why I got to go through this. I don't understand why they chose somebody else over me. I don't understand why they broke my heart and picked another person. I don't understand why I'm the most qualified for this manager position. I'm the most qualified for this supervisor position. I'm the most qualified for this and that. And they chose this other person, and I don't understand why. And it's heartbreaking. I put in all the work. I've done everything I could to show you how much I care and how much I'm into this and I'm committed to this and whoop, 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 and you still chose them. You got to trust the process. As you're sitting there crying and the tears are running down and your heart is broken, you got to trust the process. As you packing up your stuff and you can't pack up, you just got to leave. With what you got on, you have to trust the process. As painful as it is, as heartbreaking as it is. So many people that have been evicted. All of their stuff locked up. And they couldn't go back in and get it. They had nowhere to take their stuff if they could. They've invested all they had into this, and it was gone. And it was gone. And now they're feeling hopeless. Now they're feeling helpless. Now they're feeling like, why would I pour my all and give my all, invest my all into this, and they stripped me of it, and they took this, and this person stole the company money from me, and they took this from me, and they took my relationship, and all this other stuff. You have to trust the process. It's painful. I get, man, God knows I get it. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. When you poured your all, you've given all that you had, and they turn their back and walk away. It's heartbreaking. When you've done everything you could, and the company decides we're going to go a different direction. We're going to go a different direction. You have to trust the process. You have to trust the process. You have to stop being a victim. You have to stop being a victim. You have to understand the lessons in what you've gone through. The lessons in what you're going through. And so many of us, we take the lessons as, man, I'm never going to trust again. I'm never going to give somebody my heart again. I'm never going to be committed like this again. I'm never going to become vulnerable like this again. I'm never going to give my all like this again. And what God had to show me, Elijah, that's survival mode. That's self-preservation. You got to let that go. You have to let that go. And trust the process. Trust the process. It may not work out the way you want it to work out. But however it works out, you have to understand that everything is always working out for you. You have to get up, and one of the things that I do is, and I've done this years ago, and I've stopped doing it for a long time. And then this situation right here, this past weekend, man, it brought it right back to me. And I had to start looking myself in the mirror. And it's a trip because Libra Love sent me something, and man, and I was watching something on YouTube, and it reminded me of it. And then Libra Love has shot me an email, and it's like, confirmation. And what I had to do is like, man, I had to look myself in the mirror. And I had to tell myself who I am. I had to look myself in the mirror 3 times a day. Something that I'm doing as I walk my way out of this situation. Because you'll go through something that'll have you so messed up, it'll have you confused about who you really are. You'll go through something so devastating, you'll forget about who you are. So one of the things that I do, I look myself in the mirror, eye to eye, and I tell myself, because you have to understand the power of your words, the power of your frequency. And you have to be able to look yourself in the eye and say, man, I am loved. I am valued. I am necessary. I am needed. I am cherished. I am respected. I am successful in every aspect of my life. In everything I do, I am successful. Because everything is always working out for me. But because we've gone through some things that's messed us up. We've gone through some things that shook our beliefs. Now we're questioning ourselves. Now we're in survival mode and we're scared. And because we're scared, we go into survival mode. We don't know if we're going to make it out of this situation. We don't know if we're ever going to be able to rebound and recover from this loss. We don't know if we'll ever be loved again. We don't know if we'll ever be in a loving, compassionate, giving, nurturing relationship again. We don't know if we'll ever have money again. We don't know if we'll ever be successful and happy again. Because we're looking at our circumstances. And it's a trip. My favorite cartoon is Lion King. And I've talked about this many times. Lion King. And my favorite scene is when Simba, he's pulled to the water, to the pond, by Rafiki. And Rafiki had to remind him of who he is. And that movie is so real. You know, stay with me. And what I mean, we'll go through some stuff and we have to be reminded of who we are. And there's always somebody to come remind us of who we are. Not what everybody else is saying. Not what everybody else has said about us. But who we really are. It's a trip because through the email that Labor Love sent me, it was a reminder to me of who I am. There's no way that she could know what I was going through. I hadn't talked to anyone. And God gave her a dream of my circumstance. She don't know my circumstances, but God gave her a dream. And that dream is my circumstances. And it's a trip because I had to be reminded of who I am, why I am. And so Lion King, Simba, is being reminded of who he is by Rafiki. And he's looking in the water and he sees his dad. He sees his dad, Mufasa. And Mufasa is reminding his son. Mufasa is dead and gone. But he's reminding him, I'm always with you. You are a king. Remember who you are. You're from royal lineage. Remember who you are. Stop running scared. Stop trying to hide. Remember who you are. It ain't about what Scar said about you. It ain't about what the hyenas say about you. It's about who you are. There's a whole lot of people with different opinions about who you are. There's a whole lot of people that are hating and mad for whatever reason, got something to say about you. But remember who you are. And I had to be reminded of that. Be reminded who I am. So I'm here today, reminding you of who you are. You are love. You are great. You are powerful. You are influential. You are love. And you are loved. So many of us, we feel like we're not loved. We know that we are loved, but we don't feel like we're loved back. But I'm here to tell you, you're loved. You're loved. You're loved. You're cherished. You may not be loved by who you want to be loved by. And that's a hard thing to deal with. That's a hard lesson to handle. You may not be loved and cherished by those that you want to be loved and cherished by. Going back to Jesus, Jesus came here for these people, and they turned their backs on him. Jesus came here to teach and heal and, man, do things for these people, and they chose somebody else. They rejected him. And so there are going to be people that reject you. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's okay. That doesn't mean that you're not loved. That doesn't mean that somebody else isn't coming into your life to show you how much you are loved, to show you how much you're valued. It doesn't mean that somebody's not going to come into your life and show you that they want to be your queen, to show you that they want to be your king. You have to be at a place to receive that. But you'll never be able to receive that if you keep looking back over those that hurt you, if you keep looking back over those that have broke your heart, those that have broken your trust. You have to let that go. And you have to trust the process. Can you trust the process? Can you grow through what you're going through? Can you look around yourself right now and see how, man, God's brought all these people into my life to be a beacon of hope, to be a blessing to me. And it's true because there's people on this platform right here, right now, that's from Australia, South Africa, Europe, and America. And God has brought all of us here together, as big as this planet is, for each and every one of us to know. England, yes. That man, you're loved, you're valued, you're needed, you're necessary. You're necessary. Whatever mistakes you've made, whatever bad decisions you've made, you have to let that go. You have to grow through that situation. Stop allowing that to define who you are. I've talked to so many people who've gone through so many things. They've molested people, they violated people, they raped people, they've done all kinds of different things. They've messed up their marriages, they've done some things. And that has imprisoned them. And they've never forgiven themselves. You can't allow that to define who you are. That's not who you are. That has never been who you are. That's not you. Man, our hope and prayer is that I've said something to bless you, to encourage you, to inspire you, to uplift you. And the Queen says a prayer for each and every one of you every night. And before we end this live, I want to say a prayer over the live. It's not something that I normally do, but I want to say a prayer to conclude the live. Because I want you to know that, man, I'm praying for you. we're praying for each other. As a tribe, man, we have to hold each other up. As a tribe, we have to uplift each other. As a tribe, we have to encourage and support each other and be there for each other. As a tribe, we have to have each other's back. As a tribe, for some of us, this is the only family we have. For some of us, this is the only people that we connect to. For some of us, these are the only people that resonate with us. For some of us, this is our tribe. This is our family. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Dear Heavenly Father, I come to you and I thank you for your presence. I thank you for this opportunity and this privilege of being with this tribe. I thank you for this opportunity for us to connect energetically and on a positive frequency of love. Father, I ask that you look upon each and every member here. I ask that you look upon everybody that's tapped into this live stream, everybody that'll watch this video later on the replay. Father, I ask that you encourage them, that you uplift them, that you give them peace of mind, that you show them their value, you show them their worth, you show them that they're loved. Father, I ask that this today, the 25th of March, that you put your arms around them, that they feel this supernatural hug, this emotional hug for them, to let them feel the presence of the community, of this tribe of you. Let them feel your power. Let them feel their power within them. Let them know that they're not alone, that they have people out here that's rooting for them, that's cheering for them, that's uplifting them, that's praying for them, that's sending them positive energy, positive thoughts, and hoping and watching and waiting to hear their success stories. Father, we ask that you just keep humbling us and keep us, man, connected with each other and keep us on the right frequency, that we can become the tribe that uplifts the world, that changes the world with love, that we can become the beacon of love, of hope, of joy. Man, family, I thank you for being here. My hope and prayer is that we will be back on tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I do not know what we're going to talk about yet. Man, I love you guys. I thank you for being here with me. Happy healing. We are going to change the world. One heart, one mind, one soul at a time. Namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in each and every one of you. We love you. Happy healing. Peace.